What are food hedonics? Well, hedonic means like a lot of pleasure. And our food has become increasingly hedonic. And that's because we're starting off with something that isn't actually food at all. We're starting off with this paste that's made of our subsidized, overproduced trash products that are cheap grains and soy and things like that, and they would just be all bland and nasty. So they have to be chemically and mechanically altered so that they flood us with pleasure. And when you experience intense pleasure from your food that's out of proportion to what food should normally offer you, then it enhances its addictive appeal, and it enhances your sense of anticipation when you want to go have it. So again, food producers, they're the ones who are producing this hedonic food, this unnaturally pleasurable food. And it starts to change our taste and our palate, and that actually alters our brain. So then we don't want to taste normal food anymore. Now, natural food has been altered too. So let's take fruit. Fruit is naturally the only sweet thing in nature. But the fruit that we have now, because we like sweet, has been hybridized and manipulated genetically, and the growers and botanists, they keep increasing the sugar content in food so that the fruit, even though it's fruit, is now more like candy because it has a lot of sugar in it. The corn is like candy. We have sugar snap peas, we have sweet corn, because all human beings tend to like a sweet taste, tend to prefer it. But that sweet taste is inherently addictive for a lot of reasons. One of them is that that fruit and that sweet taste is only available in nature at the end of the summer season when they start to become ripe. Some of them at the beginning of the summer season, like the berries. But those ones that are coming about at the end of the summer season, they're encouraging us to eat more and pack on some fat to help us last through the winter. So when we're eating a lot of carbohydrates and a lot of sugar, so it could be starch or sugar, that's what most carbohydrates are, especially when they're highly hedonic, we're not going to get satiety. We're going to keep eating it and not really ever feel like we have enough. And the more sugar you eat, the higher your tolerance goes up, so the more that you can eat without feeling like there's too much sweet. So a big part of our eating is that we have to understand that the chemical changes in our food are making us overeat because we want that taste in our mouth. So a lot of times I'll have clients that tell me, I started eating the cookies or the candy, and I could feel myself feeling sick from the sugar while I was eating it. But I still then wanted the sweet taste in my mouth to help take away the bad feeling. And it sounds crazy, but it isn't crazy. It's really how our brain works, because you're having two conflicting messages, and the hedonic, the pleasurable, is going to win out. So one of the things that we can do to decrease food hedonics is to try and start eating more real food, more natural food that at least hasn't been chemically altered to overstimulate our senses and addict us to this big bang for the buck that the food is giving us.